York Giants are champions of football. Hey, like that, DC. That's no dice. Hey, now at 4, they've just passed the Redskins. And Cowboy fans are getting nervous because they're one behind them. DC Sports Show. I'm Josh. I'm here with Jacoby the Pig and Double J Jarrett Jackson. We're gonna talk Terps here in a second, but we gotta get into the Super Bowl, at least for the moment. That was a winnable game for the New England Patriots, and they kind of let it slip through their hands. No pun intended. Wes Welker had a chance to ice the game. He didn't. They had fumbles that they didn't pick up. They had third down conversions they didn't make. They couldn't count to 11 on a couple of huge plays, and it cost them the title. I think the Giants were the more physical team, but I don't think in the grand scheme of things that that they were going to win that game. I mean, that game was over, I thought. It was 17-9. That drive that Tom Brady had, 10 for 10, he marched them down the field. That was one of the sickest drives I've ever seen in a playoff game. That was strong. Yeah. Just let him do that. Just let him do it for now. Had a little problem here with the pig. He just... All right. Yeah, he was probably trying to tell us that. But, so, yeah, what we have to do now is reassess and look at the Giants as a possible dynasty in the making. 2 in 4 years. If they get another one, you got to start talking like that. Coughlin, he's in the conversation. Eli Manning has more rings than Peyton. Who would have thought that? That's crazy. But in the end, it's the New York Giants with the win. Shout out to Jordan calling 21-17 on the dot. That was insane. Well done. And Jarrett picking the safety.
Yeah, now. Yeah, boy.
This guy picks a safety, and the first score of the game, Tom Brady overthrows the whole planet Earth and gets a safety. And, of course, Jordan and Jarrett both didn't wager in Vegas, so they get no points, no money. They do not pass go. They do not collect $200, even though they would have collected some serious coin.
But I was right.
He was right. But, so we're going to actually segue right into Maryland Terrapins. They went down to Little John Coliseum, and they won. That was like the first time in 9 years they did that. Little John Coliseum, regardless of how good or bad Clemson Tigers are, Maryland never wins there. And that was a big win for them. It puts them at 4-5. It keeps them in the race. If they can pull off a couple more upsets, they might be able to get to 8-8 and go from there. But what Turgeon's doing with this roster and how thin they are, and with no depth and no height, it's what you think?
I mean, he's doing what he can do. He's got no choice.
They get after it on the defensive end, big time. They're scrappy. They kind of remind me of like the early Gary teams that were undermanned, and they're like pit bulls in the ring. But Terrell Stoglin, he drives you nuts, and then you're like, wow, he's good.
He makes me go insane.
He makes me go insane, too.
He makes me want to talk to a therapist.
Yeah, I agree. But last night, I mean, I hate talking stats because it's annoying, but behind the line, Terrell Stoglin was 4 for 6 from 3.
Yeah, for once.
For once.
and mentioned 3 throws too. He did come up big at the end.
He did. He was
during all the
5 for 6 from the line, 27 points in 33 minutes for Stoglin. Who else played well? I mean,
Mosey.
Sean Mosey played well.
Wish he did that all year.
Yeah, he was 3 for 3 from 3. I mean, he didn't miss. He was 5 for 9 from the field. Nick Faust, he was kind of all over the place last night. I was kind of disappointed in him. I thought he was coming around. He had a bad day. And I guess my only critique with Turgeon is what he's doing with Alex Len. His minutes dropped again. He only played 11 minutes last night. they got to figure out a way to either get this dude in shape or you got to put him in for more than 11 minutes.
I don't think he's in shape. I don't think so.
I mean, I know he's not in shape, but you got to, 11 minutes, you're 7'1" and you're that athletic.
We need you in the paint.
Yeah, with a team that is as small in a basketball sense as Maryland is. I mean, they had Ashton Pankey playing center when he was gone. You know, like
he's good though.
He is good. I like Pankey. Well, I'll do the Pankey leg all day. But they got to find a way to get him more minutes, man. I was at the Carolina game and he was moving Carolina's big men around, causing them to take bad shots, causing them to get out of position. But he just can't seem to stay on the court. And I think it's a conditioning thing, or I don't know what it is, but they got to find a way to get him more minutes and more touches on the ball. 'Cause if he stays, and please God stay next year, Maryland's going to be a force. I don't see Maryland doing anything big, so we can look ahead to next year real quick. You got Len, Shaquille Clear, Ashton Pankey, and James Padgett on your front line. That's 4 guys you can rotate in and out that can give you 20-plus minutes.
That's pretty nice.
That is real nice. You got Stoglin and Howard will be in the backcourt. Nick Faust will have another year under his belt. I'm not saying Maryland's going to be real nice next year, but they should be a ranked basketball team for most of the year next year. With all the people Duke is losing, I know Duke reloads, but
I don't think about Duke. Duke's not in my vocabulary.
Oh.
I don't care what they do.
Well, what about Carolina too? Carolina, they don't necessarily have seniors, but they can't keep anybody in class, so they just go right to the NBA.
They're gonna lose some next year.
Well, yeah. So, the teams I'm looking at for next year are us, Florida State, Virginia. Virginia's really young.
Virginia's overrated.
They're overrated, but they're young. They're just gonna get better, I think, though. But yeah, I'm excited about the Terps, man. I think they're gonna do some things next year. They might even do some things this year. Saturday they're going down to Cameron. We'll see how tough they really are.
They can win this year. They need a leader. They need somebody that last 6 minutes of the game, everybody listens to him. That's it, and he leads it through Turgeon. There's too much confusion.
There is too much confusion.
They're not on the same page at the last 4 minutes. People holding the ball, you know what I'm saying?
Well, when they play with the lead, Stoglin seems to rush the tempo. He was doing it last night. Maryland was up by 20 at one point, I think, or close to 20. And Clemson would hit a 3 or something. They get some momentum play. And Stoglin would push it and doesn't slow it down, doesn't burn the time was on their side. It was like Maryland was losing. Turgeon's got to find a way to kind of calm him down.
So I got a question for you, Josh. So do you prefer them doing the motion all the time? Or do you think Stoglin has the ball too much, or he needs more?
I think it's good when Stoglin has the ball. I think Turgeon gives him too much leeway in terms of picking his shot.
Because he's got no leash.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. It reminds me of Iverson's freshman year at Georgetown. It's the same thing. And in his sophomore year, John Thompson kind of reeled him in a little bit, and then they had those epic games with UConn and Ray Allen. Those games were sick, man. But Iverson, he eventually went back to his old ways in the NBA. But that sophomore year he had, when Thompson kind of had him more of a passer. Iverson's an underrated passer because he never passed. He could pass.
It was nice though.
Yeah,
he made it pass.
yeah.
It was nice.
So and I've seen Stoglin dish the ball. Yeah. He can, when he wants to dish it, especially when he's driving the lane. That's the thing about Stoglin. His head fake works, and when he drives the lane, people collapse on him because he's such a ball hog. So you got to respect his head fake because he could shoot from anywhere.
And that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, but usually he takes that shot. He's not. I don't know how many times he passed up a Pishon Howard. Pishon was open most of the game last night.
Right. So I got another question before you go on. Stoglin need to learn how to run the offense.
Yes.
Along with my boy, Pishon.
Yes. I like Pishon Howard a lot. They got to start rotating the three of them, Stoglin, Howard, and Faust. You got to give Faust some more minutes. He's inconsistent because he's not getting consistent minutes. They're putting him in at weird spots. Like a lot of his minutes were like either coming out of timeouts when Clemson was getting momentum or on weird inbound plays. They always have him in on these weird inbound plays, and he's like, they like corner him into the sideline, and they try. I don't know what they try to do with him on those, but yeah, I think Turgeon, over this offseason is going to learn how to rotate his guards a little better, and he's got to bring Terrell Stoglin in, because I mean, if he can kind of harness him up a little bit, he's going to be nasty. There's not a lot of dudes that can check him, and his crossover is nice. He has crossed some people over already, and like, I mean, I'm talking oohs and ahs type stuff.
He's got some good moves.
But yeah, so we'll see what's up with the Terps and see how they do against Duke. I'm sure they'll be a double-digit underdog because they're a double-digit underdog to everybody. If you guys aren't betting on Maryland every game, you're not winning money.
Nope.
Maryland is underdog every game, and they almost always cover. They're always given way too many points. Check the schedule. Check the results. Maryland doesn't get blown out by anyone. So I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. It probably won't be out till Friday, but I guarantee you Duke will be at least a 12-point favorite. Take Maryland just cuz. Just do it.
15.
15. Jared says 15.
They don't respect us.
Nobody respects Maryland. So Maryland will get way too many points, and you should go to and call your bookie and immediately bet on Maryland and collect money the next day. That's how you win. Yeah, so we're going to move on.